Let's begin with what brings you here. You're speaking in a number of Canadian cities, and most notably, Roots and Shoots is happening in Aldergrove. Speak a little bit about the program and what Roots and Shoots is and why it exists.
It's really my raison d'etre now, because I work really hard for the environment, saving forests in Africa and chimps, but all of us working for the environment, if new generation isn't going to grow up being better stewards than us, our efforts will be in vain. So Roots and Shoots began in Tanzania in '91 with 12 high school students. And the message was, every one of us makes a difference every day, and we have a choice. What sort of difference will we make? Every group of Roots and Shoots chooses themselves 3 projects to make the world better. One for people, one for other animals, one for the environment, with a theme of learning to live in peace and harmony with each other and with Mother Nature. And it's now in 140 countries. There's about 100,000 or more active groups. It's got members from preschool, university, and everything in between. And it's, as I go from place to place and I meet these young people of different ages with their shining eyes, all wanting to tell Dr. Jane what they've been doing. And what they're doing is amazing. They really are changing the world.
So those watching at home right now, with their eyes wide open going, what would I want to do? What would I want to tell her to do? What can I do? What can we do?
I think what we can do is realize that we as individuals matter, and we do make a difference when we collectively make the right little choices each day as to what we buy, what we wear, where did it come from, how was it made, did it harm the environment, animals or people? Do we need it? We're in this consumer society, and it was Mahatma Gandhi who said, the planet can provide for human need, but not human greed. And this society we're in now, raising children who are glued to virtual reality, and they can't seem to leave their iPads and their tablets and whatever it is, and they don't have their eyes open, they're not interacting with nature. And we now have proof. Psychologists have found proof that if you don't have nature, if you don't have interaction with growing things and animals as a child, it cripples your psychological development.
Who nurtured your connection with nature as a small child?
I was born loving nature, and remember when I was a small child there was no television, there was none of this electronics. We had, fortunately, my grandmother, where we went to live in the war, me and my sister, she has a big garden. And I was out in it all the time. And I was out on the cliff going down to the sea with my dog. And I was born loving animals, so I took worms to bed when I was 1.5 years old. And when I was 10 and read Tarzan, yes, that's when I decided I'll grow up, go to Africa, live with wild animals and write books about them. Everybody laughed. How will you do that? Africa's the dark continent, there's a war raging, you don't have much money. I mean, everything was second-hand. And you're a girl, so dream about something you can achieve. But my mother, she said to me what I say to young people all around the world: if you really want something, be prepared to work hard, take advantage of opportunity, and never give up. And that's the message for the Roots and Shoots kids. And this is why, because the children know my background, know I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth, I get letters saying, you taught me that because you did it, I can do it too. That's it, isn't it?
I have to say,
empowerment of youth.
You inspire. You inspire not only at the time, because what is it now, 56 years ago in July, when you started the mission in Africa, yes. 1960. 1960. Women were not flying to Africa in 1960.
No.
And then now women are.
Now they are.
And there, as you said, you need a movement of young people to continue this. Now there are a great number of environmentally aware people living in British Columbia. We have beautiful forests.
Oh yes, you do.
What can we do here, locally, to help globally in that regard?
Well, I think, our Young People's Program is linking children here with children in Africa, children in Asia, and it's about a global awareness. It's about helping young people to understand that, we may have different culture from people in other lands, we may have different colored skin, different clothes, but if we're happy, we laugh or smile. If we're sad, we cry, and the tears are the same. If we cut ourselves, the blood is red and it's the same blood. We are a family.
That's a very impactful message in this time where divisiveness seems to be so prevalent.
It's so tragic.
Let's talk a little bit about this one.
Well, one of my reasons for hope is the indomitable human spirit. And Mr. H, was given to me by Gary Horn, who thought it was a chimp. I made him hold the tail. He's blind from 21 on, yet he does skydiving and cross-country skiing. He decided to become a magician. Everybody said, but Gary, you can't be a magician if you're blind. He said, well, I can try. And the children don't know he's blind, and then he'll tell them, things may go wrong in your life, because we never know, but if they do, don't give up. There's always a way forward. When I pointed out this was not a chimp, but a monkey, he said, take him where you go and you know I'm with you in spirit. So he's been now to 62 countries. And I would say he's been touched by nearly 5 million people because the inspiration rubs off.
Thank you. Now you travel 300 days a year.
Yes, it's crazy.
It is. You spread the word, and we all know you for your connection to specifically the chimps.
Yeah.
And we've got some visuals of Wounda. Now this happened a couple of years ago, but all of us saw it go viral, and each and every time we watch it, we cry.
Well, me too. It was so unexpected and amazing.
So tell us a little bit about these moments.
Well, I'd never met this chimp before, and when she's released, you know, nobody knew what would happen. And she's sitting there, she climbs back on the cage, and it's then she's looking around and she suddenly sees me, and this amazing embrace, and we were all crying. That's never happened before.
Every time I see it, it's that human connection. How do we support and adopt a chimpanzee through the Dr. Jane Goodall?
Through the Jane Goodall Institute Canada, and there's a website, and people can find out exactly how to adopt a chimp, which doesn't mean bringing a chimp into your home.
No.
No, but there are still people wanting pet chimps. Believe it or not, pet chimps, pet parrots, pet slow lorises. You know, wild animals belong in the wild, not in people's homes anyway. Sometimes they're in sanctuaries or something, but a pet,
no.
It's very cruel.
Your goal of having 60 chimpanzees on the island sanctuary at that time when Wounda was
there
released.
Are now 60
there are now
chimps
60
on the
chimps.
3 islands, yes.
Well, congratulations on your great works, and we will keep our eye on you, Dr. Jane Goodall. It's an honor and a pleasure to meet you.
Thanks. Good to meet you, too.